Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Dexter's Diary. I'm Dexter, and today I want to talk about closure, which is a topic that I know I've spoken about previously in different ways and for different things, but it's my channel and I talk about what I want to. So I'm gonna revisit it again because y'all gonna learn. Closure is, in my mind, and my theory is, closure is a fallacy. Like, closure doesn't really exist. Like, we conjure up these thoughts and these emotions over real people in our lives, but it's not always realistic, the things that we come up with, right? We always feel like things could have ended better, or we could have did more, or we should have did less because we gave too much, or we didn't give enough. Everybody's narrative is different, but it still aligns to the same thing. We all want closure. We want things to end in this like quintessential way that just doesn't really happen. And then we feel some type of way about it. And we spend so much time living in that moment, reliving and replaying and overdoing it, that we pass up opportunities, people, situations that may very well be better and greater than what we've experienced. But we're so caught up in closure. We're so caught up in having that conversation, having that moment that just doesn't really exist. Like, real talk, you're not gonna get the closure the way you want it. And trust me, I've had enough situations in my life where friends, family relationships, where I had this whole theory of how things would manifest, how things would play out, and it just doesn't happen that way. And we have to have these conversations with ourselves. We have to really be realistic about our approach, because you can get that phone call, and instead of having a nice, sweet conversation about I messed up and you messed up and what we're gonna do now, it usually ends up being like, you messed up, no, you messed up, and you're a messed up person, and you're this and you're that, and blah blah blah, and things just spiral out of control because no one is really. We could talk about inner work and outer work, and it sounds amazing, it sounds great, it sounds idealistic, but no one really wants to have fingers pointed at them, right? No one wants to hear that they just were a horrible person in this relationship, because in your mind you thought you were the best girlfriend, and in your mind you thought you were the best boyfriend and or girlfriend, whatever you want. But it's not true. It's really just not true. Very few people are idealistic partners because people come with baggage, right? They may have kids, or they may have collateral trauma from past relationships, or their mother made them feel bad about themselves, or their daddy wasn't there, whatever. And then they come into these relationships and they expect you to heal them, to be the salve for all their wounds. And it's just like, nah, that's not what I'm here for. Like, this is not what it is. And once that realization hits, things get complicated, for lack of a better term. And shit dissolves, right? And so what do we do then? We just feel like all of a sudden someone who wasn't the greatest thing for you now becomes the best person in the world, and he was amazing, or she was amazing, and da 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 da, or whatever, or she was like really really crappy, but I still got some things to say. Like, we sit and we'll be in the shower, and the conversation will come up, and it's like, I could have said this, and I should have said this, and all these zingers, and it's just like, stop, bring it back, rewind, select them. It did not work out. It's okay. And I'm moving on. And I'm still great. I'm still dope. I still love myself. I'm still the hottest thing since sliced bread. And they missed out. Or, if you want to get deeper, there were things that I should have done in this relationship. There were opportunities for me to have stepped up to the plate and be a better person, and I didn't do that. And so I missed out. And now I'm going to take this lesson, and in my next relationship, I'm going to look for these clues. I'm going to look for these red flags, and I'm going to step up, and I'm going to be the person that I wasn't to so-and-so, to Sarah, to Becky, to Tom, to Lisa, to Daquan, to Rayshawn, to whoever it is. Like, I'm going to be better this time around, and it's fine. And really have these clear and concise conversations about what happened. Stop trying to make it into something that it wasn't. And if you're feeling bold, call them and tell them, look, I know I could have been a better person. Or text them, because it is the age of text. But I know I could have been a better person, and because realistically, this is what it is, I chose not to. And I'm sorry for hurting you. I'm sorry for making you feel kind of way. And, I hope you can move on. I hope this gives you what you need, and we can move past that. As friends, or we don't have to talk at all. I promise you they'll be surprised. They'll be reading this text, or they'll be listening to it like, what just happened? But that's real idealistic, right? Because we're not going to make the phone call. We're not going to text. We're not going to do all this stuff. But let's take other people out of the equation. Just have this conversation with yourself. Give yourself that closure and let go. Stop calling her. Stop calling him. Stop texting. Stop playing these things in your mind. Stop smelling their cologne on a different man or perfume on a different woman. Like, just stop. Just stop. And be open to what's coming next. Be okay with what's coming next. Be okay with the fact that it didn't work out, and it's fine. Every relationship is not the relationship. It's not the one that's going to get you to the altar, or you're going to grow old with. And it's like when they put a car together, when they decide to manufacture a car and it looks dope, before they put it out, for it to be purchased, for it to be driven in the real world, they've run tests. And a lot of your relationships are going to be tests. They're going to be tests that things that you like, things that you don't like, growth, expansion. I know that's another word for growth, but you see where I'm going with this. Every relationship is going to teach you about a different part of yourself, because what it comes down to is that every relationship is a different facet of you. Something you didn't work out in previous relationships, right? They're just clones of you. So you deal with this relationship and you realize, like, I don't really like aggressive men or aggressive women. And so the next person may be completely opposite, but it also is like you don't like aggressive parts of yourself, or you don't like submissive parts of yourself, or you don't like everything. Every relationship teaches you a different part of who you are, because we choose people in extension to who we are. And so we go from there. So have closure. The closure that you're looking for is the closure from yourself. That's how this all ties into each other. The closure that you're looking for is closure from yourself, from parts of yourself that needed to heal. And this person came in and they shed light on that, and now you're upset. Because maybe you weren't ready to work on that. But apparently you were, because we attract what we need. We attract what we ask for. Whether we say it verbally or subliminally or subconsciously, like, we attract these things to us for a reason. And it's just taking that lesson in the valley and going from there. and implementing it. Not just taking the lesson. As one thing, as the one thing to eat something, as a whole other thing for what you're eating to nourish you. So take the lesson, be nourished by it, be taught by it, and move forward. Give yourself that closure and move forward. It's important. It's not and it's not only important to your partner coming up, it's necessarily more so than anything else important to inner you. So, y'all got to do some work. Well, we all have to do some work, right? Cut these ties. Cut them. Cut them. I'm a big fan of cutting, if you can't tell. And let go and be fine. You'll be surprised how much of a weight is really lifted off your shoulders. You're just like, I can breathe again. Like, I had to let this go. And it's the best thing I've ever done for myself. So, I love you guys. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Whether you're with someone or you're not, because your partner doesn't define you, they just compliment you. And wear red or whatever color you're going to wear. I'm more than likely going to wear black because that's my thing. And just be okay. Buy yourself some candy. Want that. Get a Snickers bar or something. I love Snickers bars. Buy yourself some candy. Get yourself a teddy bear, whatever. Like, do a self-love ritual. Whatever you need to do. But have a good time and enjoy it. Because we still got like 10 more months to go. And change. Ain't no point in going through it and being miserable. Okay. So, I came to love you. I've loved you. And now I gotta go. So, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.